Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Fasa the Silver Chimera, and I'm back with some more Destiny lore reading. Sorry for being gone. My personal life was a bit of a hurricane, and I was trying to work on a video with a red-headed kid with a lightsaber, but, that's not happening now for several reasons. Anywho, the newest season of Destiny just dropped, Season of the Deep, and I'm digging all of the underwater goodness. And with it, each class got a new exotic armor piece, so I figured I'll do my thing and read them. Now, sit back, relax, and let us begin. Tend the gardens of your heart. Amaranth is tangling with the last hive acolyte when he sees the canister. Wedged between two unidentifiable heaps of machinery, he can only read some of the letters stamped into its surface. High drop. And there it is, barely visible under the glass, a small, leafy plant, preserved, somehow, and perfectly out of place in the flooded wreckage of the arcology. Amaranth has a clean shot if he pushes forward. But when the acolyte lumbers unwittingly into the plant's direction, it makes the decision for him. He feels a shot impact against his pauldron as he runs. Hears hissing as the slug starts eating into the relic iron. He gets to the canister first. Amaranth summons his light in the form of a shimmering barrier. The acolyte reels back, firing blindly. Amaranth puts his back to the barrier and brings up his sword. It's messy fighting. If he takes a little satisfaction in cleaving the acolyte's head from its shoulders, he hopes it's beneath the war god's notice. Amaranth surveys the room. Quiet now, save for his breathing. Killswitch patches him through to command. Transmat is secure, Amaranth says. Acknowledged. He bends down to retrieve the canister. Heavy, but fragile in his gauntleted hand. Amaranth holds the tinted glass to the sunlight. I bet you're good luck. That was the lore of the new Titan exotic chess piece. And I like this story. You got some action, you get a decapitation, which is always nice, and a mention of Zevul Wrath. I'm looking forward to seeing her presence grow as the year goes on. And here's a fun fact. Arbor has two meanings. One of them is a shady garden, a clove with sides and a roof formed by trees or climbing plants, trained over a wooden framework. Which is interesting because the chess piece is covered in vines and flowers, and if I had to guess, it's probably the flowers from the high drop canister. Now, the exotic has the perk Berry Nade. Using your class ability channels defensive light inward, providing a grenade that creates a barrier on impact. First off, I love the name Berry Nade because it made me think of berries as in fruit. Flowers, fruit. Don't listen to me, I don't know what I'm talking about. The perk lets you punch a grenade and fill it with light, and then when you throw it, boom, you get a wall. It's not the most exciting thing in the world, but I like it and I plan on using it from time to time. So, tell me what you think in the comments below. But in the meantime, onward to the next exotic. You carry the names of the dead.
Access restricted. Decryption key 45R3431V58PE1-112. Hidden agent
Redacted.
RE Pyramid exhibits 930.
Signal still coming through strong. Initial log.
931.
The rest of the team is continuing to formulate a means of analyzing the pyramid's composition. Chert and I have set up shop near our point of entry in the first gallery.
934.
Thus far, we haven't been able to establish any common element between the specimens in these chambers. That is, beyond the fact that someone, or something, decided they were worth putting under glass. It's an impressively broad collection as morbid trophies go.
940.
looking at a horizontal cross section about 15 meters long of a, let's call it a pseudo-mammal. Fibrous strands on the exterior, could be hair. Some prime mascatory muscles. This thing had a mean bite.
Data lost, unable to retrieve. Data lost, unable to retrieve. Error.
Anyway, the interesting materials in the scans we're sending along. Shirt is getting an energy signature off these remains. Biosigns, she says. Could be a ghost miscalculation, of course. That, or the observer effect is taking a break. I'm looking right at this thing. There's no way any part of it is still alive.
Error.
It's been preserved for...
Error. Error.
Hey, Chert, was that wall always there?
Error.
Chert. So, Chert's dead, right? Or lost in one of the pyramid ships, and I'm not sure which is worse. That was the lore from the new Warlock helmet. I'm sure you've already heard of it because it's making waves in the community. Mostly because it gives you a big-ass head. Like, look at this thing. Wait, turn it around. There we go. But, despite being big enough to fit your typical Warlock's ego, the perk is interesting too. High priority steadily reloads a portion of your equipped trace rifle's magazine from reserves. Damaging a vehicle, boss, or champion with a trace rifle marks them as a target. When an ally defeats the marked target, generate special ammo for yourself and heavy ammo for your allies. Now, I'm not a Warlock main. I walk the path of bonk and crayons. That being said, I can see how this could be a useful exotic. We've all been in a situation where we really needed heavy ammo, and this could do the trick. Run it with Divinity and have a teammate run Aeon Gauntlets and you're swimming in heavy ammo. What's not to love? Well, besides the helmet being ugly as sin. Fun fact, a Cenotaph is a monument to someone buried elsewhere, and it comes from the Greek this word, meaning empty tomb. So that's interesting, right? Plus, I think it kind of fits the whole story of this exotic. The hidden agent seems to be researching one of the pyramid ships, and those definitely fit the empty tomb vibes. Now, which pyramid were they in? My first guess was Rolk's in Savathun's Throne World, since it has the big blocks of dissected creatures in it. But I'm not Mylan or Bive, so I'm probably wrong. Feel free to tell me your theories in the comment section below, and pour one out for Chert. But we're moving on to the next exotic. With this, I topple Heracles. What are you wearing? These are the grasping pincers of Titan's apex predator. Replicated in miniature, of course. I'm sure the real thing would tower over us. I've read Pahanin's treatise on cephalopods. No, not squids. Crabs, obviously. The perfect organism. The form where all life inevitably converges, even on Nessus. Those are not crabs. Where are you getting all of this? The Van Net. Look, the farther out from Earth we get, the more we'll see that crabs are everywhere. Look at the Elixni. The Elixni don't have a common ancestor with anything on Earth, so I don't think our taxonomy really applies. How big do you think the Elixni can get? Do you think there's still a giant one out there somewhere? I'm asking Varix. Do not ask. Hey, come back. I like this story. I enjoy when Destiny gets a bit silly. Just a couple of Guardians shooting the shit, and one of them is super into crabs. Oh, by the way, the Hunter brought up carcinization, which is an evolutionary biology term that talks about how multiple instances where there are crustaceans evolving into crabs. But then the meme came along and made it sound like everything evolves into crab. It is pretty interesting, though. I'd give it a look if I have some free time. Another interesting thing is that they brought up the Elixni. And that's funny because Fallen are usually themed around spiders. And I guess if you tilt your head and squint, spiders are just crabs on land. Or are crabs the spiders of the sea? Anyway, the exotic perk is Halberdier's Reach. Increased glaive reload speed and melee damage when surrounded. Glaive melee final blows overflow around the magazine. Glaive projectile final blows detonate if the glaive deals damage matching to your subclass type. Now, I'm a glaive kind of guy, so these sound kind of fun for me, but I know some people aren't the biggest fans of the pokey stick. I'm planning on grabbing them and seeing what I can do with them. Maybe there's some fun synergies to be discovered, but those are just my thoughts. And this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions on what lore to do next, let me know in the comment section below. While you're down there, tell me what you think of these exotics, or what you think of their stories. If you don't know what to comment, how about just crabs? I don't know, which is kind of funny to me. Don't forget to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and the bell to keep up to date on new videos. I am Fasa the Silver Chimera, and I will see you next time.